Ever heard the phrase, time heals all wounds? Well, if you've ever lost a sock in the dryer, you know that's not always true. Today, we're delving into the world of grief and loss. It's a journey we all take at some point, and yet it's one of the least understood aspects of our emotional lives. Unraveling the psychological process behind it is crucial for our well-being. So buckle up as we embark on this emotional roller coaster ride. Grief, it's not just for lost socks anymore. Imagine misplacing your favorite coffee mug, the one you've had since college. You feel a sense of loss, right? Now multiply that feeling 100-fold, and you're starting to grasp the concept of grief. It's the deep sorrow we experience when we lose something or someone we're deeply attached to. It's like a mental bruise that aches whenever it's touched. So grief, in a nutshell, is our response to loss, especially to the loss of someone or something to which a bond was formed. Grief is kind of like riding a roller coaster blindfolded. Imagine boarding a roller coaster, heart pounding, hands gripping the safety bar, but with no idea of what's to come. Suddenly, you're thrust upwards, reaching a moment of calm only to plunge back down into a screaming descent. Grief is much the same. Just when you think you've reached a plateau of acceptance, a sudden memory or a forgotten anniversary can send you spiraling back into the depths of sadness and despair. But fear not. For these unexpected drops, these gut-wrenching twists and turns are all part of the journey. They are the very mechanisms that help us process our loss and ultimately lead us towards healing. So hold on tight, brace yourself for the ride. It might be scary, it might be unpredictable, but it's a journey we all must take. And just like a roller coaster, it's a ride that inevitably comes to an end. Sometimes we deal with loss by pretending it didn't happen. Kind of like when you ignore your alarm clock in the morning. It's a peculiar dance we do with reality, shuffling between denial and bargaining. The world shatters around us and our mind, in a desperate attempt to stitch it back together, dives into denial. It's not real, we whisper to ourselves, hoping that if we say it enough, it might just turn out to be true. But as the echo of reality becomes louder, we switch tactics, stepping into the realm of bargaining. Maybe if I'd done this differently, we muse, or if I hadn't said that. It's like trying to win a chess game after a checkmate, negotiating with an opponent who's already left the table. But just as we cannot convince the sun to rise at midnight, we can't rewrite the past. Denial and bargaining, it's our mind's way of hitting the snooze button on reality. Ever gotten mad at a vending machine for not giving you your snack? That's a bit like the anger stage of grief. Now you might be thinking, but it's just a vending machine, and you're right. It's an inanimate object, incapable of intentional wrongdoing. Yet there you are, shaking it and shouting, "Give me my crisps!" Similarly, grief can make us feel anger towards people, things, or even situations that aren't really to blame. It's a way of coping with the pain, a vent for the frustration brewing inside us. You might find yourself irrationally angry at the world, at friends who don't understand, or even at the person you've lost. This stage of grief can be confusing and isolating, but remember, it's a natural response to loss. It's okay to feel angry. The key is learning to understand and manage this anger rather than letting it manage you. So remember, it's normal to feel angry, just don't take it out on innocent vending machines. Sadness in grief is kind of like the heavyweight champion of emotions. Picture this, you're in the boxing ring with sadness. It's a formidable opponent, heavy and powerful, capable of knocking you off your feet with a single blow. It's the kind of opponent that takes a lot of strength and stamina to face, and that's just it. Sadness, like a heavyweight champion, demands respect. It demands to be felt, to be acknowledged. It's not something you can easily dodge or brush off. You have to stand up to it, face it head on, and even take a few hits. But here's the thing. Boxing matches aren't won by the one who lands the most punches. They're won by the one who keeps getting up, round after round. So yes, sadness might be the heavyweight champion, but remember, even champions eventually lose their title. Finding meaning in loss is like finding a silver lining in a cloud. Except the cloud is a hurricane. It's about searching for something positive in the midst of pain and confusion. This doesn't mean dismissing your grief or pretending everything is okay. It's about acknowledging the hurt, but also recognizing the growth that can come from it. Perhaps you've discovered a new resilience within yourself, or maybe you've found a new appreciation for life's fleeting moments. It could even be as simple as recognizing the love you had for the person you've lost and how that love has shaped you. Finding meaning doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, one that might take you down unexpected paths. But it's an essential part of the healing process, a step towards finding peace in the wake of loss. While finding meaning might not stop the hurricane, it can give us an umbrella to weather the storm. Dealing with grief is a team sport, and self-care is the star player. Navigating through the labyrinth of loss is not a journey one undertakes alone. The echoes of support, whether it's a comforting shoulder, a listening ear, or even a silent presence, can be a lifeline in the murky waters of grief. These are your teammates, your cheerleaders, your coaches in the arena of sorrow. Yet, the most crucial player is you, and self-care is your game plan. It's about acknowledging your emotions, allowing yourself to feel, and giving yourself permission to heal. It's about nurturing your body, mind and soul, whether through a warm cup of tea, a calming walk, or a heart-to-heart with a trusted confidant. In this game, there's no scoreboard, no finish line, no time limit. So take it slow, take a break when needed, and most importantly, take care of yourself. Remember, in the game of grief, it's okay to pass the ball when you need to. Remembering a loved one is kind of like keeping their favorite song on your playlist. You might not listen to it all the time, but it's there, a part of your life's soundtrack. It's a familiar rhythm, a comforting melody, a piece of them that stays with you. This is the art of remembrance. When we lose someone, their absence leaves a silence in our lives. But remembering them, their words, their laughter, their quirks, it's like hitting the play button again. Their song fills the silence. It's not the same, of course, it's a memory, a shadow of their presence. But it's a way to keep them close, a way to honor their impact on our lives. And sometimes that song might make us cry. Other times it might make us smile, but it's always there, a part of our playlist. So keep their song playing, because remembrance is a form of healing. They say laughter is the best medicine, and when it comes to grief, they're not wrong. It might seem counterintuitive, but humor can be a lifeline in the murky waters of loss. Laughter lets us breathe, reminds us of life's absurdities, and yes, even in the midst of grief, its joys, it's a testament to our resilience, a spark of hope in the darkness. So don't feel guilty about cracking a smile or letting out a laugh. It's all part of the healing process. Facing loneliness in grief is like standing at the edge of a cliff. It's scary, but you don't have to jump. This abyss of solitude can seem daunting, a void where once there was companionship. But remember, it's okay to grieve alone, yet you're never truly isolated. Reach out to friends, join support groups, embrace self-care. Loneliness doesn't have to be a prison. It can be a path towards healing. Remember, standing on the edge doesn't mean you have to jump. Reach out, ask for a hand, and step back from the cliff. If you're finding this helpful, why not hit that like button and subscribe for more? It's a simple way to stay connected and join us as we explore life's twists and turns together. Now back to the journey through grief. Acceptance in grief isn't about forgetting, it's about learning to dance in the rain. As we navigate the complexities of loss and grief, we reach a point of acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean that the pain has disappeared or that we've forgotten our loved ones. Rather, it's about acknowledging the reality of our loss and learning to live with it. This acceptance marks the birth of a new normal. It's a life that's different, reshaped by loss but not defined by it. It's about finding joy in the small moments and cherishing the memories of those we've lost. It's about understanding that it's okay to feel happiness, to laugh, to love again. In this new normal, we carry our loved ones in our hearts, their memories serving as a compass guiding us through life. This is not a journey we've chosen, but it's one we must walk nonetheless. So grab your rain boots and your umbrella, because life still has many dances left for us. Grief is a journey, not a destination, and like any journey, it has its ups and downs. We've explored the rollercoaster of emotions, from denial and bargaining to anger and sadness. We've delved into the art of remembrance, laughter as medicine, and the importance of support systems. Grief can make us feel like we're facing an abyss of loneliness, but through understanding and self-care, we can embrace a new normal. Remember, it's okay to feel, it's okay to heal, and it's okay to keep going. Thanks for joining us on this emotional roller coaster. It's our hope that you found some solace and understanding in our shared stories. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need a hand to hold. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Savored this video? Fancy another? Click the on-screen video for an even deeper dive into fresh territory. Your support is like a warm cuppa on a brisk day. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell for the latest content. Cheers for watching.